Welcome back to Keys Prop Hunt. On today, we'll be looking for some props that we can hit on. Let's get into it. Starting out here, filter to the left-hand side. Now let's switch this. Hold on, where did Jones go? He's getting the swing and strike stuff. We're struggling with lefties. Gasser, Tang, Gusto, Alvarez. All right, I'm still going here. We got Paredes here, Montero, Gusto, Lorenzen, Young. May's pretty decent. Sometimes. Yeah, let me. You got Webb. Webb's on the road in Miami. Is getting the K to walk rate, not walking a lot of people, but not getting swing and strike. You got Sassoni, Kolek, couple names in here, couple lefty on lefties. Martinez. We can start out with this Paredes kid. I think he's a rookie, if I'm not mistaken. Doesn't have the whiff percentage for lefties. The K to walk isn't there. K percentage total isn't there either. 2 home runs. Low ground ball, fly ball rate. Okay. Throwing the four seamer 39% of the time. Small sample size, as I mentioned. He started a couple games for uh, Minnesota here. Off the bat, you got Perdomo 345, batting average 12% K, 3 home runs against the four seamer this year. Outside of him, it's looking pretty bleak. You got Marte and Carroll both getting barrel and home runs on it though. Let's look last 30. So still Perdomo 286. Carroll 8.7 barrel. Pave Smith 1 barrel on that. 10 events there. You got Marte as well. When I'm looking from the left side, I look for Carroll home run wise. You know, if I'm going to take a home run for them. Saw it yesterday with Bradley fly out there. That was his home run about, 12 days ago. Like, Carroll's always in position to hit a home run. As I mentioned before, I really don't trust Arizona. Their bats, they are at home though, and they just got waxed today. To be well, yesterday, like I think it was like 16. I don't know if they end up scoring, but it was like 16-0 when I looked at it. Hmm. Let's look at placement on this four seamer. So down and in, and up and away. It's missing here. We can go middle just because he's a rookie. Say he makes a mistake there. So more so Marte. Then Carroll there. Let me take the middle. I'll see if that. I'm not going Perdomo. I'm just not doing it. No, he's not a power hitter at all. The only reason I'm looking here is for a home run. I'm not looking for any of them to bat for average. To be honest, I'm not. They do look good in those three zones. More so the middle of the plate, which you honestly should look good in that zone. Perdomo is hitting the two other zones, zone 2 and 6. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this. As I said, I don't trust Arizona. Home run wise, possibly. Let me look at this change up real quick. So 1 home run there for Carroll. Look at this event real quick. So tripled against it 2 days ago. Um, Let me look at 2025 or just change up. Who has the barrel? I'll say Carroll. Yeah, I'm just gonna say Carroll and leave this game alone. I'm not gonna spend too much time here. Carroll possibly for a homer here against the rookie Paredes. Okay, you got Montero facing Washington, not Washington, Chicago White Sox. Lefties, 208, 278, weighted OVA, 370, 6 home runs, 14% K, and then a very low K to walk right there, as well as ground ball and whiff. Um, Last 30 days, home runs have went down slightly. But I will say I still look at him to give up hits here because the K to walk isn't there, as well as the swing and strike stuff that we were just sorted by. So let's look at this four seamer real quick. Yesterday we picked Antanasi, and he homered first inning. So he can hit the four seamer as we mentioned yesterday. So liking him so far, only 197 to this four seamer, but again, if he's not getting Ks, like the ball is going to be put in play, and it landing for a hit, has a good chance. If you continue to put the ball in play, has a good chance of landing for one. So 320 last 30 days, 15% barrel. Getting some barrel from Ben Tendy, someone else we were looking at. Not bad. Let's see if he can hit this secondary pitch change up. 364 for Montgomery. Sheesh. He possibly someone for a homer too. 348 for Antanasi. So I like him again here. Let's look last 30. .375. What 2Ks there? Who'd you K against? Garrett Cole. I don't know who Drew Anderson is there. Couple singles there for him. Not bad. Again, he's throwing the four seamer over 40% of the time. So they're 3 for 3 against his knuckle curves. Small sample size. 4 for 4. Not 4 for 4, but 3 for 4 on the year. Montgomery still got some barrel there. Okay. I say I'm gonna ride with Antanasi again for a hit here against Montero. Doesn't have the swing and strike stuff. It's not getting Ks overall. And he's struggling with the knuckle curve slider here, which we attacked yesterday. Antanasi doesn't have necessarily the best batting average there, but he's not king. And when you're putting the ball in play, you give you a chance to get a hit. So I like Antanasi here, and then possibly Montgomery for a homer. Montero hasn't been giving him up quite that much. I mean, you got 6 to the left hand side, last 30, only 1 to the left hand side. But when I think power in that lineup, I'm thinking Montgomery. I do see that Benintendi does have a 14% barrel here in the last 30 against this pitch mix. So you could go there too, but I lean Montgomery. However, he's not hitting that four seamer, but he is hitting the changeup well, and he is hitting the knuckle curve. So I like either of those two, Benintendi and Montgomery, for a homer. Gusto facing San Fran. He hasn't pitched that much this year. Only 41 batters faced to the left hand side, 25 to the right hand side. Okay, cool. On the four seamer is not that much, 26%. You got Reyes and Lee here. Normally, if I'm attacking from the left hand side for San Fran, I'm going to either one of those. Both 429 and 500. 0% K. So love that. What are you doing against this changeup? Reyes is not hitting that changeup well. Lee 353. Both still low K percentages. So Reyes has picked it up. Devers is hitting that well. Small sample sizes here though. He's barely whiffing too, so he's just like he's getting unlucky here, to be honest. Just the way and where he's hitting the ball. Got a couple doubles there and a single. Yeah, he's getting underneath those. Couple singles there for Lee. I wonder if Reyes was doing bad against the changeup last year. Is this just like bad luck? Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. 341 last year across 43 events. Lead 274 across 60 events. So honestly, both right now look good here. Looks like he's missing in the middle. So 2 for 6 there for Reyes. 3 for 5 for Lee. Let's go a full year. 308 for Reyes. 292 for Lee. Honestly, liking both of them right now. Get this cutter laying in the middle of the plate. As I mentioned, he hasn't pitched that much, but he's trying to get in on their hands there. So Lee, not much sample size there for him. Devers, a little sample size. 500, 2 homers. Could possibly go Devers here for a homer. Yeah, Devers is hitting that well. 500, Reyes, 250. I do like these K rates on him though, for sure. Devers does have a little bit of barrel against his pitch mix. Look overall. Yeah, 10% across, 120 at bats. Let's look top. We can go top 2. That accounts for about 52 of his pitch mix. Oh, it's Eldridge. To be honest, I haven't seen him though. Guess I ain't really been looking for him. Eldridge 17.4. Because I don't think Devers is hitting that 4-seamer well. Yeah, he's not. Gotcha. He's more so hitting that cutter. Here I'll say I like I like Lee and Reyes for hits. Possibly Eldridge or Devers to go yard here. I do like what I saw with Devers with that cutter. I want to say he's hitting that changeup decently well. Gusto is just getting back, but from what I recall last year, he did struggle a little bit with lefties, which has carried over to this season. So I don't know much about Eldridge, but the barrel 17% across 23 at bats looks decent there. So you could go either him or Devers. I kind of lean Devers. I don't know where Eldridge is in the lineup for me to say, but 9.7% barrel cost 72 events there for Devers. All right, let's move forward. Got Lorenzen versus Pittsburgh. Crazy thing is we talked about this game. Horwitz ended up being the one to do it. I didn't catch the end of that game, but I know Horwitz did in the first inning as far as a home run against Sugiyano. Lau had a hit. Reynolds had a hit. I don't know if O'Hearn had a hit or not. But Horwitz was the one that I least expected to go yard there. Okay. Looking hit and home run here against Lorenzen. Okay, let's look last 30. Okay. Not bad. All of them, have low K percentages here. So I do like that. I do like this barrel from Lau last year. Sheesh. Okay. That's the change up. Right now, they all look decent for a hit. Lau more so a homer than a hit. Let's see here. Let's keep going. Four seamer wise, we just looked at this, so it's all of them essentially can hit a four seamer. In all reality, um, okay. Hold on, where did one of them had to get it yesterday? No, not you. Hmm. So he was only comfortable with throwing it to Horowitz. I doubt they do that again though. So he threw it to the essentially the worst one against that four seamer. That's a different way of thinking about it. That's what I'm saying. That I doubt they just get a four seamer to hit unless Lorenzen falls back in the count. So therefore, I need them to be able to hit this change up, which I see Hortz and Reynolds can. O'Hearn, small sample size there, but Reynolds can, Hortz can. Low batting average, however, the barrel is there across 27 events. Reynolds not so much. I'm not gonna take forever. I'll look at this third pitch real quick, just so we can. 267, 278 for Reynolds. So as I thought here, I like Hortz for a hit, Reynolds for a hit. I like his barrel percentage across all three of these pitches. 19% full season wise. You got Reynolds there too, so he's possibly someone to go with for a homer as well. Um, they all can hit the four seamer. Um, Reynolds can hit the changeup as well as Horowitz. Yeah, I lean Lau here for a homer. And then, as I mentioned, Horowitz and now Reynolds for a hit. Let's move on. You got Brandon Young at the Dodgers. Let's see. So he's giving up more so an average to righties than he is lefties. However, the K to walk isn't there for lefties, and the swing and strike isn't there as well as a ground ball, fly ball. So he's due for some regression from the left hand side. So four seamer, 45% of the time. These two pitches account for like over 76%, about 77% there, a little over that. So you got Muncy, Freeman, good sample sizes there. Ohtani's barrel percentage across these two is crazy. Do not like that for Muncy there, but yeah, he is throwing that splitter 30% of the time, so you gotta be able to hit that slightly. You gotta. I don't trust this dude, Freddie. He sold us the other night. I'm not gonna be biased though. He is hitting the four seamer 377. Also small sample size, but the splitter 625. 0% K, 16.7 percent whiff. You got Ohtani here. It's really barreling. Is king with the four seamer. The splitter, not so much, but very small sample size. I want to look at this real quick. You got Freeman 25% barrel. Ohtani 16.7. Let's look full season wise. So Ohtani 10% across 20 events. Freddie was hitting it last year. Muncy with a couple home runs there. So Ohtani in last 30 does have a homer against the splitter. Who was it? Wheeler? Okay. Not bad. Let's look this four seamer last 30. A couple barrels there for Ohtani with some home runs. Okay. I'm staying away from Freeman. You can take him for a hit. He does look good for a hit. As I mentioned, I'm not gonna be biased. But yeah, he's shocked for me. Ohtani's barrel here looks great. 25% for the four seamer. Also has a homer against the splitter with a couple of barrels recently. So 26% barrel cross, 15 events for Ohtani. So possibly Ohtani. I don't know why I did that. Possibly Ohtani here for a homer. If I can get back to here. As Young's not giving up the average, however, is giving up the homers. You're going to when your ground ball, fly ball is that low, and the whiff and the K to walk isn't there either. So he's not missing bats, and if you're not gonna miss bats, Ohtani can make you pay. All right, moving on. You got May at Kansas City. As I mentioned, I don't really care for the left-hand bats. You got Calgalone, Jensen maybe a lefty in there. Outside of that, Kansas City doesn't really have lefties. Could go after Webb here. Webb has been pitching decently well, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he's been pitching well. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm kind of cool on that one. If I was looking left side there, I'd be looking Hicks though, for Miami. So Sony has been pitching good though. Someone that I thought is not that good. He's been pitching well. Um, so may skip that with Houston. Outside of Alvarez, they don't really have any lefties that I'm trying to get to. Got Kolick at home against St. Louis. Outside of swing and strike, he does look pretty good. Keeping the ball on the ground. Low hard hit rates. May switch to the right hand side. Let me look at who's getting barreled though real quick. Yeah, Jones at Colorado. Don't really care for their lefties at all. Lorenzen, who we just went over. Manga versus Toronto. San Diego, Sheets and Merrill. No. Ontario, we went over. Sheehan, Gunner hasn't been that great this year, to be honest. Oh, we didn't look at this one. Let's see what he's been doing. You're definitely due. These K to walk rates, you're definitely due to give up home runs. More so lefties. It's 117, so that's what we're gonna attack. Did I hit lefty? Yep. Okay, four seamer. For the most part, 36%. You got Blade, 23% barrel. $16.7 there. Last 30. Okay. Did just see one yesterday though. Okay, loud, not so much. So no homers for Blade here. Has struck out a couple times. Who was hitting this last year? These are very small sample sizes, so really none of them. Blade has one home run against his sinker. He is throwing it 27% of the time though. Who has seen it recently? So Low just saw it yesterday. Saw it 2 days in a row with Schitler too. Hmm. Okay. I'll look at this changeup real quick. I'm gonna dive way too deep into it. You got Lowe's hitting this changeup and the sinker. Blade's really good against the four seamer. Does have a barrel here against a changeup. I don't think they're gonna just give Blade a four seamer, given that he is hitting that. However, I believe this is a young pitcher, or at least a pitcher that hasn't pitched that much this year. So he could miss, and have to come into the zone with that four seamer. So homer wise, I would say one, I would go Blade, and then two, Low. Yeah, I'd go Blade and then go two, Low there. But moving on, I'm not gonna go for batting for average there with them. But he is giving up a decent batting average to the right hand side, but also a very high ground ball, fly ball. So stay away from there. But I like that for Low and Blade there. You got Burns at New York, Rice, Chisholm, Boston, and Seattle. Cool in that one. We already looked over Young here. Okay, I'll look at this Burns one real quick. So 7 home runs to the left-hand side. Let's look last 30. So he's really like his ground ball fly ball has dropped off. Righties are batting more so for average than lefties though. So and he is missing bats. He's definitely missing bats with this whiff percentage. Okay. Four seamer 60% of the time. So you got Rice. Exactly how it was 2 days ago. You got Rice, you know, he hits a four seamer. I will look at the slider slightly. However, Rice is barreling that at 40%. So 4 barrels across 10 events in the last 30 days is crazy. Slider, Rice 20% barrel, 5. So 1 barrel across 5 events. You got Chisholm on the year, is hitting it well, too. As far as the slider, you got Bellinger here. I didn't see either of them on that four seamer. So Chisholm not so much on a four seamer. Does have some home runs though. 29 almost 30% barrel for Rice there. So he did almost hit that four seamer out with Louder. Did hit it out there. I go Rice or Chisholm here. I know that they both did on Friday, but could here too. Burns ground ball, fly ball has dropped off. He's leaning heavy on that four seamer. So either one of them for a homer there. Let's switch to the right hand side. Go hits first. Peterson. Peterson really hasn't been that good this year, my opinion. Okay, let's look last 30. K to walk. Ground ball, fly ball has dropped off. Okay. Throwing his four seamer 30% of the time. Sosa, who was that? Who they just faced? That was a lefty that I was trying to go with Sosa with. I forgot who that was. They just faced a lefty that I was trying to attack with Sosa. Okay. So you got Sosa. Batting 412 across 17 plate appearances. As I mentioned before, Turner or Baum are not looking good against this four seamer. Baum has gotten better in the last 30. Oh, it was Manea. Yeah. Okay. That was a couple days ago. And he hit it actually. 30-degree launch angle there. So that's ideal. I wonder how Sosa hit it on that day. No, he didn't get it. Oh, he did. Never mind. I'm tripping. Tripled. 101, 17. I may double back here with Sosa. So he has a couple ideal launch angles here. Tripled against it on the 18th. He's throwing it 30% of the time. Let me see how he's doing against these secondary pitches real quick. You got Turner hitting the sinker very well. Baum has a barrel against it. Sosa 167 across. So 2 strikeouts there. Small sample size. Let me see if he was struggling with it last year. So went a 556 across 9 at bats, 12% barrel last year. Okay. Very small sample size here, 6 at bats, but yeah, 8's not that much either. But let's see. Struck out against Suarez, Martin Perez, beginning of May and April. I did not mean to do that. Okay, Turner's not hitting that four seamer, but he is hitting the sinker. He could load up four seamer, though. I will say the sinker usage is not so like not too crazy that he's not going to see that four seamer. None of them are hitting this slider though. Sheesh. I do like they're not K'ing though, but not confident in this one. I want to say I leaned. I felt like Sosa was due for a homer the other day, and so you could go there. Um, isn't batting well against those secondary pitches, so I feel like his hope is that Peterson is not hitting his spots, and has to. Well, he's using the four seamer anyway, 30% of the time. So, hopefully he's not hitting his spots with that four seamer, and just has to get into the inside the zone, and then from there, Sosa can do his thing. So possibly Sosa for a homer here. Just doubling back on what I said the other day. Washington really doesn't have any righties I want to get to. Neither does the White Sox. Vargas maybe. Sodas the other day. Pittsburgh no. Maybe Gonzalez there. Miami no. Except for Lopez. Lopez is pretty good. There. You got Cesaroni versus Houston. No. Milwaukee. Churia, no. Churia, no. Absolutely not. These ground ball fly balls are crazy though. I will say that much. Gasser. He did look good in his last game. I forgot who that was against. Not quite sure who that was against, but he's on the road. At look last 30 at Atlanta. So I'll look into this more so. Albies, that's who I'm looking for. Here hit 2 home runs yesterday. Oh, Dubon's pretty good too. 250 here for Albies, 571 for Dubon. Very small sample sizes here. Let's look over a full year. 333 for Dubon. So you're not really seeing this pitch quite much. Okay. Dubon should be leading off here. Okay. Double for both of them there. Not bad. 27% of the time. You got this sinker too. Dubon 364, Albies 300. 20% barrel for Dubon. A little bit bigger sample size for Albies. 1K there. 500 for Dubon. Both a homer in the last 30 though against his sinker. Patrick Corbin. Who'd you do it against? Ashby. Oh, yesterday. I think that's what he walked it off to. Almost certain. Okay, I do like that. Four seamer Albies 429. Dubon not so much. About what, 1 or 2 Ks there. I lean Albies here. I will say Dubon can hit both the sweeper and the sinker. But I lean Albies here to continue. He looks like he's about to get hot. 2 homers yesterday. More so when Atlanta's facing left-handed pitching. I'm looking for Albies. I didn't notice Riley here at all. He doesn't look too bad either. I don't know why I didn't see Okay. Yeah, I lean Albies here for a hit. You can toss Dubon in there too. He should get a couple at bats against Gasser, as he should be leading off. But I like Albies there at home against the rookie. Well, not rookie, but I don't know what he is. I know he hasn't pitched much this year, so I think he's coming off injury. Okay, that may be it. Let me look on the barrel side. Got Gusto versus Sanfran. No righties in that Boston except for Contreras, maybe. As I said, Houston don't really trust their righties. LA, Alonso, maybe. Let's look at Alonso really quick. Slider 49% of the time. Nothing for Alonso there. 15.1 last year. Ward, 7 home runs. 27% barrel this year for Alonso. And I may go Alonso there. Honestly, Alonso likes playing at Dodger Stadium. Um, and so you could go Alonso here for a homer. I did see Sheehan fall apart last weekend. Yeah, I lean Alonso there for a homer. I think that's it for me. And then possibly uh Caminero here against Alvarez. 13.3, 14.3, 16.7. Yeah, and I lean Caminero here against Alvarez at home. Caminero has been hitting.